welcome to Poems by Yaz. This is episode 33, and today's topic is Pathway to Freedom. Today I'm with my son. This is Ameer. Ameer, say hi.
Hi.
The reason I chose this topic is because we are free in this country. I'm from Canada, so we don't think about the freedom that we have. So after I share the poem, I'm going to share a story about a woman that was from North Korea, and she escaped twice. The first time she escaped was in 1998, and she was sold into China, and she got married and she had a boy. But 6 years later, she had to return back to North Korea because somebody reported her, and there's a steep penalty for this. She had to do hard labor in the correctional facility there, and she had to work from 4 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night. So it wasn't easy. And are you okay, Ameer? It's
Too
really bright
bright
today. It is bright. But yeah, she had a little boy. My son is 7, but this girl that worked in the camp in North Korea, she had a 6-year-old son, and what kept her going was the thought of her thinking about her son. So she kept working, and stay tuned when I explain this story further, because I'm going to also tell you another story about Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin is in the 1800s. His parents were not around. Sometimes people don't know this story, and his dad wasn't with them anymore, and his mom was sick. And when she passed away, he was on his own. He would dance for pennies in the street, but he told himself that he wants to be famous, he wants to do well, and he pushed himself to do well. So he started dancing and made money, and then he made his break. So he ended up becoming very famous. So I'll share those 2 inspirational stories because I share my channel because I want to inspire you and make you feel good as well. So let's first go to my poem called Pathway to Freedom. Everyone needs freedom, and we don't always realize it until it's taken away. We can take things for granted without even knowing what we really truly appreciate. There are many pathways in front of us that can lead us to where we want to go. Which pathway are you willing to take to mark the freedom and opportunities that exist for you? Every year, people from North Korea take that risk. The risk to escape the oppressive regime, the dictatorship that North Korea has for the residents of the country. Sometimes they don't have electricity there, or they have rolling blackouts. They can't see outside videos from other countries. It's illegal in that country. So the story I'm telling you is about a woman that escaped twice. Her father's dying wish was for her to escape with her brother, but she doesn't know what happened to her brother. Maybe her brother didn't survive. She didn't hear from him in so many years. Even when they escape, they track mountains and all the bad weather that they have to go through when they're escaping because they want freedom. So when I talk about pathway to freedom, they want to feel that real freedom. And if they get caught, they have to go back and face consequences. And this is what happened. She left North Korea. She went to China in 1998, and she got sold off, and she ended up having a son. And after 6 years, when her son was 6 years old, she had to get sent back because someone reported her. Somebody that reported her got money, because if someone's from North Korea and they were reported, they get sent back to the country. And this is what happened to her. And she ended up going back and doing hard labor in the camp there. So she had to work in the fields with her hands. She woke up at 4 in the morning she'd work till 8 in the night. She did it for many years until she couldn't work anymore because she got tetanus in her leg. So then they didn't want her in the camp anymore because she could no longer work. Sometimes she starved in the camp. She didn't have enough food, and she had to work all day, long hours. Can you imagine? So when she left, she went back to China, and she was reunited with her son. And that's what kept her going, because she knew that she wanted to go back and be with her son. And then her and her son headed towards Mongolia, and they left the country, and eventually she met someone that was able to help her and told her how she can claim asylum and get refugee status in another country. She was able to choose the country that she wanted to go to, so she chose United Kingdom. So that's where she went, and she became a politician. She went into the election and went to learn about the politics because she liked it, and she wanted to make a difference and create change, real change. So that's the inspirational story that I'm telling you today. So my son's here for this video because he wanted to be in one of my videos. So my second story is talking about Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, I remember him in the 1800s. So in around 1889, he had his life as a film person. He always had a dream that he wanted to be famous and he wanted to dance. But people didn't always know the dark side of things because he didn't have the best of luck, because his father was an alcoholic and his father passed away when he was 37 years old. And he loved his mother, but his mother was sick for a short period of time and she was in the hospital, so he needed someone to take care of him. So when his mother passed away, he was devastated, but he loved to perform, and his father had a lot of connections in the comedian area, so he did stage performing. So he started dancing in the street for pennies. So Charlie Chaplin would dance and get pennies, and he never gave up. So even when life wasn't very good for him, because success doesn't come overnight. So Pathway to Freedom, he says, is a choice. So people can choose to have all that luck go against him, or he can push himself to try harder. So what he did was he tried harder, he performed, he made a little bit of money, but in his mind he always had big dreams. He wanted to be famous and he wanted to do well. So after 19 years of performing and doing well, he actually made it into a film because of his hard work. The film was called Jimmy the Fearless, and that's the film that made him famous. And then somebody took him to the USA, and that's where his big dreams began. And he was known worldwide. So Charlie Chaplin was a dancer, he was a comedian, and he ended up being very successful and kind of an icon today. I remember when I was in school, I did a project on him. So when we think of freedom, there's different ways to think of freedom. When I told you the story about the North Korean that escaped and she had real freedom. And also we have freedom of choice of how we want to live our life. And if we want to make things go well, we got to strive to succeed and work hard. Even when luck doesn't go for us, we can keep trying and try our best to do well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Poems by Yas, and join me next week. My topic is called Ocean Breeze.